can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon. It can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous. Is the world honestly burning? That's all I'm learning. Hope that we can make a turn and start reversing. All our minds and put the work in. We got some work, man. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a nuisance, tie up some loose ends. I try to be human, find a solution, my evolution. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this. So you can go pick the bad or the good, got a glass halfway. I know, it's easier to hide than just to lay low. Not everyone in life has got a halo. I'm standing in the red inside a payphone. Just wanna break, no, I'm not gonna give in. Take a last shot, Michael J. Win. No, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost when thoughts pull you in. I miss the old you, we died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous, scared I would pop out fast to the surface. Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard, I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of love, you never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad, I'm a beast of the net. They can never be me, nice try, but they'll see I achieve everything while they stay salty. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through.
Peace, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Truth Tuesday show with your host, Akeem L, here on Hindsight Radio, the information station changing the nation. Man, I feel like these weeks are going by quick. Going by quick. Let me do a mic check. Let me make sure y'all can hear me before I go in. Let me make sure that y'all can hear me. Let me just do a test. Might just shout out to me really quick, either by text message or a comment in the chat. Yeah, okay, Corinne, thank you. Welcome back again from Israel. Shouts out to everybody listening. What's going on this week? Working on the seminar for Chicago. It might be just an online because I'm supposed to be doing that seminar with Brother Al, and he's got some things going on that will prevent him from traveling. So I don't look like we might just do an online thing. I'd love to travel to Champaign, Illinois. Wouldn't mind doing it. But we'll see. Probably might still do it. This summer has been a real interesting summer. It's the summer of, I want to say, uh, obstacles. But like all obstacles, they're just there to teach you how to be better. That's it. That's all it does. Just makes you better. So I know I feel like I'm better. Still got some things to improve on. The family is doing good. I was gonna show you the new additions to my to the family. I got a couple of labs, chocolate labs, last month, end of last month, and they have been a challenge getting them, used to uh, this environment that we're in. Getting them potty trained, I got them right out the litter, 8 weeks. So they've been fun to deal with and a little frustrating at times, but that's what happens when you enter another being into your space. You got to make room for what they're gonna be, who they're gonna be. You got to make room for that. That's part of the process. So I hope everybody is going forth and achieving their goals. It's middle of September already. It's 9/13. Next you know it'll be October. Then November. I keep saying this. If you have things that you trying to finish off, check off your list that you put in for the New Year's ritual. Hey, uh, it's not too late. You can still do it. You can still go for it. Don't give up. Turn off the TV. Turn off some friends. Turn off the family. And then most of all, turn off the demons in your head that tell you can't do it or give you the doubt. Oh, that's going to be too much. Don't. Turn that off. Because it can be easy to shut off outside influence, but it's very hard to shut off those negative program thoughts in your head to keep you from getting there. That you need to shut off. And the only way you can shut that off, one of the best ways to shut it off, is play positive messaging. Play things that line up with where you want to be. That's how you turn off those negative voices. I always say there's no such thing as a real devil or Satan out there. Like, well, there's no such thing as a Satan or a devil as they have described it in the churches. The devil, the Satan, is you working against yourself in your oppositional negative thinking. The devil could also be individuals that come up to you and present themselves in a negative way to you. That's the other devils and demons that you're dealing with. I was having a conversation on the way to school with my daughter this morning, and we got to talking about God and who really is God. And she was talking about how it makes sense how people talking about God's plan when she's actually looking at other people acting out these bad deeds. See, we can't fool the children anymore. We can't fool them into thinking that it's God's plan when something bad happens. That's God's plan. Or the God as they describe it, God in the sky, this pie in the sky type of God. That's God's plan when we see children being abused or in all sorts of ways. That's God's plan. She was just thinking. I said, no, that's not God's plan. Not the God that's out there interpreting it in the church. No, That's the plan of men, women. That's the plan of the people that you see committing these deeds. That's their plan. And it's our job to stamp those types of deeds out, not wait on God to fix that. We're here. We're here to take dominion over all things. And those things we must take dominion over. We can't wait on he's his appointed time, as they should say. Let me explain something about the appointed time. The appointed time is always now. The appointed time is right here, right now to do something. Not some later date, because why? We only exist in this moment. The future is a fantasy, and the past is just a memory. That's all it is. But what is actually happening is what you're experiencing in this moment. Just continuous moments over and over. Continuous things are happening, changing, transpiring, transforming. And if you can understand that one concept of what reality really is, it'll keep you appreciating these moments that you have. Because if you can think of something right now, you can act on it right now. You could do something about it right now. You don't have to wait until tomorrow, that which is a fantasy, because what happens? What if? Which always happens, something always comes up to put tomorrow off. Well, I ain't gonna do it today, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna do it at this appointed time. Who knows you're gonna make it to that appointed time? Or you're gonna be able to do it. When you have the idea, you jump on it now. When you wake up in the middle of the night and you got these inspirational ideas, these divine inspirations that you get, you're supposed to get up and act on it then, right then and there. Not later. Because by the time later get here, the idea, the inspiration is dissipated. Because by that time, you've allowed all kind of negative things or oppositional thinking to come in to prevent you from moving forward. We don't recognize how powerful we are. A lot of us don't recognize how everything we're experiencing is at the hand of your own doing. It's your own doing that's keeping you where you are. It's your own ideas, your own limited thinking. It's keeping your finances where it is. See, if you're one of those people that make $50,000 a year and that's all you've been making for a while, that's you have contracted to accept only $50,000 a year. And you keep saying, "Well, why can't I make more? I'm trying, I'm doing." No, that means you are not prepared. You have not set aside the appointed time. You have not changed your mentality to make more than $50,000. Let's go to the other end of the spectrum, the more wealthy end of the spectrum, like the guys that are billionaires. That let's say a guy's worth $10 billion, right? Guess what? His concept of wealth is limited to $10 billion. Again, you say that's limited. Yes, it is. It's limited because he can be worth 20 billion if he wanted it. So this concept, this what I'm talking about works on all financial levels, from the person that makes minimum wage to the person that makes billions of dollars, or is it worth billions of dollars? They are limited at the point of where they have achieved. That's what their consciousness has contracted to accept. And when they start making more, they have contracted to make more. When they lose some, they have contracted to lose some of that money. How do I know this? You hear people who've had lots of money and then they lose it and they say, yeah, you make a lot and then you make a bad move and you lose it. They have accepted the idea of losing some of their wealth. They have contracted with that idea. So simply what I'm saying, that everything you do, everything you're experiencing is an idea that you have accepted. You have taken that into your consciousness and said, this is it. That's what it is. We put labels on things. We label it. And once we label something, we have just limited it. We have put a limitation on it. We have placed it in a box and said, that's what it is, and that's all it can be. Isn't it that what the church has taught for years? That you are, they say on one hand that you're the children of God, and then on the other hand, you're a sinner. You can never measure up to God's grace. You have to seek his mercy because you are a sinner. They've been pumping that in your head over and over and over throughout the years. Do your ancestors, they have pumped this idea into your mind. And when you talk about general curses, that's one of them. This acceptance that we are nothing but sinners and we have to wait on the grace of God to be forgiven to move to a higher state of being. That is not true, and that is nothing but a lie. You already are divinity. You already have what it takes. You already have the ability to have the higher case state of consciousness, and all it takes is saying and then doing, hey, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to change my ideas. I am going to seek more. I am going to take the limits of this $50,000 income that I've been making for all of these years and turn it into 100,000. I'm going to contract for more. And I'm not going to stop mentally seeing myself make this $100,000, not later, not in the past, right now. You should be saying, I already got my $100,000 in my pocket. Repeat after me. I already have my 100,000. If it's $1 million, I already have my 100 million in the bank. And let me remind you that the intellectual mind will never get this. And I'm not talking to the intellects and the so-called, well, you can't think too much because you got to be real. You got to be living reality. Oh, let's talk about reality. What is reality? Because reality to me is a different reality to someone else. So how can I say what is reality for someone else? I can only speak for the reality that I have contracted for. Everything I experience, how big my bank account, how much money I'm making, is all based off the ideas of how much I believe in what I can make, where I am allowing my consciousness to go and accept. That's what it is. That's my reality. So everyone has a different reality. I can't speak to your reality. You have to speak to your reality. You have to speak life and abundance into your life consistently, daily. I put a screenshot up of something earlier. Where was it? This screenshot here. It said, Joshua 1:8, keep this book of the law always on your lips. Meditate on it day and night so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. Of course, in that, they were talking about a law book that they wrote right back then. But do you know you can write your own law book, your own success, your own prosperity, and keep it on your lips day and night and talk about it consistently, make your family sick with your grandiose ideas. Make them because guess what? The more you talk about it, the more you're gonna try to live it or will live it, and it will manifest itself. And they're gonna say, he talked about that. He used to talk about that like we thought he was crazy. We thought she was crazy. Then it said, then you will be prosperous and successful. So what it's saying, right? This is what I'm saying. Write your own law book, your own law, what you gonna live by, how much you gonna accept, how much your finances is gonna be. Um, Write your own law book. Get it out. Start right now while I'm talking. Write down what your law is gonna be. My law is I am not gonna allow myself to ever be broke. I am not gonna allow my finances to be nothing. I only allow abundance into my life. I only allow prosperity into my life. I only allow peace into my life. I only allow peaceful people into my life. I only allow nothing but good, great, prosperous things into my life. I only make prosperous decisions. I only make healthy decisions. That's your law. See, the Bible is an example of what you should be doing. Just like they wrote law for themselves, you should be writing law for yourself. Oh, they're not teaching this in school. They want you to read their laws. They want you to know their codes. They want you to know their constitution. This is why I keep telling you to make your own church and write your own constitution and say what you're going to do for your household. And watch. So the moment you write that down, what is that? What is that? Oh, give me a second. I do things off of it's Habakkuk 2:2-3. Let me share my screen here. Actually, there's two things it says. Let me share my screen. I like this little what I found here. It says, then the Lord replied, write down the revelation and make it plain on tablets so that a herald may run with it, for the revelation awaits on appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not prove false. Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay. And it's also said, and then God answered, write this, write what you see, write it out in big block letters so that it can be read on the run. This vision message is a witness pointing to what's coming. It aches for the coming. It can hardly wait, and it doesn't lie. If it seems slow in coming, wait. It's on its way. It will come right on time. Listen, it just told you to write that stuff down in black block letters. Write it down. Yeah. See, the way they interpret, they gave you the Bible, they gave you all of this what this benevolent out of this world interpretations, things that take you from outside of you to look for something else to happen. But really, you are the God, you are the Lord. Write it down. Write it down in block letters, write it down in script letters. But if I was to write it down, I wouldn't use a pen. I'd use a pencil and write it down and keep inscribing it. I would use natural substances to write down. And even, when we do the ritual, we write it down, sign our names around it. And then we burn it. Fold the paper towards us and then we burn it. If you got a serious situation that you're dealing with right now that you need resolved, could be money problems, could be marriage problems, could be anything. You write down how you want that outcome to be. As long as that outcome is not bringing harm to anyone else, that's not what I support here. And remember, whatever you write down to harm someone else, you're going to get that tenfold. So you don't, that's not how we play this game, because you're going to get what you put out. God is not to be mocked. What you sow, you will reap. Okay. Let me remove this. So you write it down continuously. Should be doing that daily. Religiously. You know, I'm glad I'm talking about this because I got off track with that. And I'm gonna get back on it, writing it down every day, what I want. Whether it be money, a good relationship with my wife and my children, with my business partners. Write it down. Write down how we want things to happen. And do that on a continuous loop. Continuous like a broken record. And I'm surprised that I get off track, because when I tell people, when I'm counseling people, giving them the ministering to them how they should handle themselves in court, I tell them to say one thing over and over. Hey, this court lacks personal jurisdiction, subject matter jurisdiction, because this matter is a religious matter, and all of this goes against my sincerely held beliefs. You know, the same thing happens every time they say that. They say that over and over. If they don't get sidetracked and get taken off into the weeds of where they want to take them, they always do the same thing. They always say the same thing. This is not the place to be talking about that. And see, if you're not of the spiritual mind, you won't catch that. What they just told you. They're right. It's not the place for that. They just told you they don't have jurisdiction to talk about that. But if you're just talking about that, they can't move. They can't do anything with you. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's why I what did I say? I'm gonna redo it again. It says, keep this book of the law always on your lips. Always. Meditate on it day and night so that you may be careful to do everything written, and then you will be prosperous and successful. I had a brother just yesterday. He had to go to child support court, deal with that, and I put together motion to dismiss. And guess what happened? It got dismissed on the grounds of his religion and some other things. Won't go into any detail. Now, he was still nervous. Well, they said I have to do this, and they put the case off to April this, and they told him that the mother, she got to reserve me because I wasn't served properly. See, all this mumbo jumbo. I said, let me ask you a question. Let's just slow down. Let me ask you a question. Did they put an order for support? No. Did they give you a temporary order? No. Did she tell her that she has to reserve you? So basically, she said that she's dismissing this one and telling her she got to do everything over. But she never said anything about my religious beliefs. She said that wasn't the place for it. Okay, she's right. She told you the truth. It wasn't. It's not the place for them to talk about it. It's for them. That what she's talking about. This is not the place. She's referring to herself. She's talking her as an administrative judge. She's referring to herself, not you. So they're saying once you start talking about it, hey, you got to go. From here we are in September. You rescheduling. Y'all looking out for the best for these children in child support. You rescheduling all the way out to April. I said, dude, come on. Let's really look at this. Slow down. Don't get caught up in the mind tricks that they use. I said, what was your goal today? Go in there and shut this thing down, right? I already told you they might have you come back several times and try to push the line, right? I told you this because they can't show you that you're a winner, but they'll tell you you're a winner by certain words they use. They'll tell you this. This ain't the place for that. And then try to talk about something else. And all I said, when they start talking about something else, you repeat exactly what you said before. Hey, great question that you just asked. No disrespect. However, this matter goes against my sincerely held religious beliefs. Therefore, the court lacks jurisdiction. And say that over and over, no matter what they're asking you. I'm giving y'all the game. Come on. And if you just keep saying that like a broken record, guess what happens? Let me ask y'all, the Christ, when he was in court, did he answer any questions and go through all that? No, he just said, they say, are you the son of God? You yourself say that. So basically, when I tell you to say that, you're telling them that you're the son of God and you have no jurisdiction here. They have no power over spiritual matters. None whatsoever. Let me pull something up real quick. Let me pull this up. Let me remind y'all of something. I'm gonna keep drilling this into y'all head because I want y'all to be successful. The only way I can get y'all to comprehend this is to keep doing it over and over. Because see, what's gonna happen, and it's already happened in a few cases, where people hear me talk about this and then they go listen to this mumbo jumbo about different subjects and they totally abandon their spiritual tongue. See, your words coming out of your mouth should not be nothing but spiritual words. And here's why. Right here, it says 1 Corinthians 2:13-16. These things we also speak not in words which man's wisdom teaches, but with the Holy Spirit teaches, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. So when you start trying to sound like a lawyer in your paperwork and you put all this natural man crap and stuff in there, you're speaking with men's wisdom. You're not speaking with the Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit teaches comparing spiritual things with spiritual, but the natural man does not receive things of the Spirit of God, but they are foolishness to him, nor can he know them because they are spiritually discerned. But he who is spiritual judges all things, yet he himself is rightly judged by no one. So when you're in that courtroom and you're speaking the way I coach you, you're speaking in spiritual matters, and no one you cannot be judged. That's why I'm talking about different states, different courts, different subject matter. All of the judges say the same thing. This is not the place to be talking about that. We don't, not here. They all say the same thing. What does that mean? They can't talk about it. That's out of my jurisdiction. Is basically what they're saying without saying it. For he who's known the mind of the Lord that he may instruct him. So you must know the mind of the Lord so that you can be instructed. But we have the mind of Christ. I'm trying to show you how to have Christ's mind. We don't go arguing these issues that they want you to argue. We go in there and say, listen, I am the living child of God. In here speaking spiritual matters. That's not exactly what I tell people to say, but I'm just throwing it out there. Hey, this is who I am. They'd ask your name. Hey, I am the child of God, which my parents ordained me to have the name Hakeem Barber. What? You just shut them down. They can't deal with you. If you open up like that, in the courtroom instead of saying, hey, I'm not the all caps, I'm this, I'm not the all block letters, I'm not this, that, and the other. Just say that. When they ask you to affirm your name instead of saying, yes, my name, I am blah blah. What I just said, I am the living, spiritual, divine child of God that my parents ordained me in with the name Akeem Barber. Now, I'm not using natural man's words. I'm not using their court words, Akeem Barber, like they have in All Blacks. I just separated it out. Man, all right. I hope y'all getting this. See, when you write down your own book of the law for yourself, first, you want to write it down for yourself before you do anything with your family because you got to work on self first. You got to do self first. Because this is an individual world, whether you're married or not. This is an individual. You're not going to save the world. You're not going to save your wife. You're not going to save your husband. And the only thing they're going to pay attention to is your deeds and not your words. You can talk all you want, but they're gonna watch. They're watching to see what you're doing, seeing what you say matches up to what you do. You see, every case that I've sent someone and they just said those things and didn't start arguing about their little point, they say the same thing. That's why I'm telling you, y'all got to keep a spiritual mindset. I can't get caught up. Y'all can't get caught up in where they want to take you. And you can't get caught up in not realizing your potential. You must write this stuff down all the time. I'm definitely going to do better. I'm going to take my own advice and start writing stuff down more. I did. I have books over here written. I got all these books. I get a new book all the time and start writing stuff down. They're all over the place. I need to go and compile all these books I wrote stuff down and put them all together and then write some more stuff down. Now, I just realized, I had inspiration that I got to be more deliberate. I got to be more focused in what I write down. And once you start writing this down, I guarantee you in a month's time, you're going to see a difference. You're going to see money flowing. You're going to see whatever it is you're trying to. I always talk about money. Why? Because that's what we need to make it through these in the realm that we live in, because this is a material world. And you ladies and men, y'all got to recognize the power, the powers of each individual being, meaning the masculine and the feminine. But I'm gonna highlight the feminine. The feminine is the like I said, the most powerful energy on the planet for this realm that we live in, because it brings everything into reality. Everything. Everything you see comes into reality through the energy of the feminine energy. Yeah, the masculine energy helps start it off. But after that, the feminine energy, just with a child, right? Masculine energy helps start it off. But the woman in her health, she has to maintain her health in order to bring about a child into the world, bring into reality. But that's the function of the feminine energy on all levels, to make sure that the Christ gets into this world physically, to make sure everything that is started, okay, this is the start of the start of the creation of whatever it is, but her energy expands it. Y'all better understand the science. Get this science. And ladies, y'all gotta understand it, because if that is your power, be careful what you're expanding on. Be careful what you're taking in. Listen, I tell you, the number one attack is always on the feminine energy because the whether you want to believe it or not, the higher powers of this world who know this science, they know it. That's why let me explain to you why they know it just by what you see. When they're marketing things, let's just say a boxing match. Let's use that for an example, right? Boxing match, there's female boxers, but it's dominated by males, right? But what do you see after every round? You see a half naked woman with the numbers walking around the ring. Why is she there? Why can't it just have somebody just put the rounds up? Why is it happen? Or you see guys, with cars, these fancy cars or muscle cars, they always have a half naked woman sitting right next to that car. Most of the marketing they do is always towards the feminine, the female. They barely market anything to us. Right? Because they understand if they get the female mind, it will help their business grow. Who's the number one consumer in this country? The female. So they have an idea. They sat at the table. We have an idea. We want to sell some things. We're going to market it and target these people. Let's just talk about the Oprah. Remember Oprah show? Who was the number one person who watched her show? Stay-at-home moms. Right. And she would market different things on there. And if you got on Oprah's show and you marketed a book or anything, that thing went through the roof. If you got on there to market your product, you was going to become a millionaire dealing with her. Show you how powerful and then don't be offended, my pale face friends. Oprah being as they call it, black female, African man, as they would term it. We don't use those terms, but I'm just going to say that black female have made 2 white males rich through her show. They use her female energy, and that on top of that, they used her blackness to propel 2 white males to stardom. We know who it is, Dr. Oz and Dr. Phil. What? Y'all see, it's been right in front of y'all face the whole time. And they market to our women to be bees and hoes by using people like Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, all these other ratchet rappers. They use these types of people to market our women to sexualize and what do you want to call it? Exploit their bodies. That's why I say, ladies, y'all have to be careful what you consume. You are what you eat. You are what you think. As a man thinketh, so is he. As a woman thinketh. So they always say man. But let me tell you something. The power of that female energy is very strong. If y'all really think, if y'all think I'm playing or I'm making, I'm just talking here. Look at that dude, Kevin Samuels. He ain't alive right now. And what did he do? His show was mainly after and talking about the black woman. Although he had very valid points, I believe he could have done it in a more elegant way. But he didn't. And his show was dedicated night after night to hit the negative aspects of our sisters. Night after night, night after night. And what did I tell you? You will reap what you sow. You sow negativity, you will get negativity. And then to bring this what I'm saying home, let me bring it home. A lot of sisters didn't mind seeing him go. It was actually cheering it off, which I think was ridiculous. But then I had to think about the spiritual aspect of that. That helped me appreciate the power of the black woman's energy even more. Now, if they can do, if that energy can have that type of effect, a lot of people, oh, we ain't got that type of power. Okay, believe what you want to believe, but look around. Just look around. You don't have to believe what I say. But I'm gonna say this. Just take me on my word. If that is true, and they have that type of people, just imagine what can do if the collective ideal of the was to change to higher consciousness thinking, prosperity, thinking about having good relationships with their male counterparts, having good relationships with their children, having prosperity. And that's all they wrote down in their book of the law. Because right now, what's happening is things that are being written down, and it may not be written down on paper, but it's being written down in the scrolls of their minds. Negative thinking. If they could just change that, we change the world. The feminine energy is always under attack. What I mean by attack is always trying to be captured to get it to steer in the direction to benefit these major corporations. You see? Like somebody says, now Oz is running for senator, Pennsylvania. The female multiplies everything she comes in contact, but it's not partial. Meaning, it will multiply. That energy will multiply whatever that feminine, that female, that woman is feeling or thinking or have accepted into her life. I know sometimes I know that's a hard pill to swallow. I know that because some of you could be thinking, well, I got all this going on. Is it really me? Is it really I'm a part of this? Well, if you're experiencing it, you have no choice but the answer yes, it is you because you are part of it. You're experiencing it. You seeing it. You touching. You feeling it. You're mostly attached to it. Yes, so it falls on your shoulders. But just like you can experience that or something that you don't like, you can experience something that you do like with the simple flip of the switch of the thinking in your mind. It starts right there. The moment you change your mind, that's the moment your situation changes spiritually. And then physical follows. All right. I know I said this is 1099 Q&A, so I think there's somebody got a line, their thing or their hand up in the thing. The number is going across the stream. Got somebody's got a call in on that number, and you will be able to speak to me. If y'all got a question on that, I'm doing a Q&A on that because all this misconception, misinformation out there. So before I get into that, I'm gonna say this. Hey, you have the power to change your life. You and you alone. You have the power to be as prosperous, as wealthy, healthy as you want to be. It's all on you. You got it. You're in the driver's seat. You're driving that train, you're driving that car, driving that vehicle, whether you want to believe it or not. Where it's going right now, you're driving it. You can change directions. If you feel like you're going in the wrong direction, you can just change directions right now. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait until tomorrow. You don't have to wait until this get right. Just get it done. If you're thinking about making YouTube videos, go ahead and make a YouTube video. Just go make it. Don't worry about it being perfect. You see? Don't worry about it being perfect. Just make it. And don't worry about criticism. People gonna criticize. Listen, look. You got people out there that are billionaires. People find something to criticize them about. You're gonna get criticized on all, no matter what you do. You do it right, you do it wrong. It's gonna be a criticism. Who cares? Because people have nothing better to do but look at other people's hard work and try to criticize it while they're sitting back doing nothing. That just comes with the territory of becoming better. Accept that. If you're one of those people that get easily distracted by what people say about you, then I don't know why you even exist, because this is people just gonna do that. Accept that. Let that stuff roll off your back. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see what's in the chat here. All right, we got Discipleship Ministry South Carolina says peace, peace, my brother and everyone. Corinne says happy Tuesday. Hindsight Radio says peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to all. Ken says peace all. He was at Discipleship. Said, what's the difference with the one I went to and the one with Al? Al is going to be talking more about 1099s and how to do those properly. So whenever we team up, we get together. I talk about my expertise and he talks about his. So that's what our seminar. We did one about 2 years ago, a seminar together, an online one, and I got that recorded. Unfortunately, maybe I got a title wrong. People don't buy it like that. Buy that one. If they really want to know how to do 1099 properly, I got it up on my website. I just never, maybe I need to rename it. If y'all want to do it right. Because people are getting their just dues, doing it right. 40, 50. Yeah, see, here's the problem. Y'all trying to go out there and get $1 million come ups. Some of y'all living in the projects or living in the slums and trying to become a millionaire through 1099 processes. I'm sorry if I'm hurting some feelings. Some of y'all barely got a car to drive, and y'all trying to come up on going to get a $1 million house with a 1099. That's not going to happen, y'all. And as you can see, the people that have been started out this year really hot and heavy teaching that, they're not even broadcasting like that anymore. Hardly. They talking about other stuff. They trying to be distracted because they starting to realize that I was right. When I came out and said it, because I only say it because I got people who listen to me, so I want them to know my stance on all of that stuff that they're teaching, so that you don't come to me and ask me, "Whoa, this guy's saying it." No. If they're saying that, let them show you proof. Okay, that's all I ask. Until then, it means nothing to me without proof. It's just words. All right. Like I said, you will become wealthier faster with the techniques I gave you as I started out this program. You'll come wealthy faster that way than trying to do all of these fancy processes that they're trying to tell you to do. Because the way I show people and I lead them to the right people, they're getting a lawfully executed document the proper way according to the rules and regs. They're getting their just dues. Okay? Y'all can chase down those pie in the sky people all you want. But hey. What was I? Yazid Bay say peace. And Maximore, thanks for the donation. Uh, as always, his brother is faithful with his donations. The other brothers, who else is who's always donating? I don't want to say his government name. Uh, I don't see him in the goes by another screen name. But Corinne, you know who I'm talking about. Thanks to for his donation. I'll just say Steve. Thank you for your donation weekly. Like, let me tell y'all something. I accept donations, but it costs money to do what I do. I invest in my programming and I'm investing more to make it better. Um, and I appreciate donations. And if you do want to donate to the cause, there it is. It's my donation thing going across the screen. Thank you. But if you don't donate, it's just the show's gonna go on. It's gonna go because my real donation comes from a higher power, and that higher power is my mental connection to divinity, telling, and I have signed a contract to be prosperous, to be wealthy, to live well. I've signed a contract for that, and I'm gonna live up to it. I'm gonna fulfill my end of the bargain. That's another idea. Make a contract for your wealth. Even get it notarized if you got to do that. Do a little ritual around it. So this way you can hold yourself accountable. All right. The number is 563-999-3615. Let's go back to the comments. Let's see what else. Oh, I went. Darren Teller says, thank you, my brother, for the inspiration. I should be showing these names. I'm up here calling them out, but I ain't putting them up there. Let me go back. I gotta be fair. Ken says, peace all. Maxim Moore says, I'm in the house tonight. Jessica Taylor has the hand clap. Jessica Allen. My bad. Child of God says, blessings to all. He said, listen to this one. They will tell you that duty of child support is absolute. The definition of absolute describes the characteristics of God. What God are they talking about? Idols. Yeah, I've never heard them say that before. But when people go on to say the phrase that I tell them to say, they never get to that far. They always go back and forth for a few minutes. Hey, listen, we rescheduling this. Bye, get out of here. All right. Right? Child of God said he's ready for a godly wife to grow with. Okay. You want a godly wife, you got to be God. Oh, that's right. Feminine multiplies everything. God is a multiplier. Sounds the same to me. Yes, sir. Child of God also says Oz is running for Senator Pennsylvania. Yeah, they use that sister to make people wealthy. Her power, her energy. You know, because I remember watching Oprah's very first show, years ago in the 80s. And I think she replaced, what's that guy? Phil Donahue. She replaced his show. She was a hit right off the bat. Right off the bat. They knew what they was doing. Carter A says, peace. Asim Shabazz says, peace to the family. He said, oh, like I thought, where can I get the information on that one in Chicago? We didn't do that in Chicago. We did that online. That's for sale on my website. Remember what I said, that I'm changing the membership to add videos to the membership. So that particular video will be added. And like I said, anybody that's trying to become a member, better get in now before I add all this content. Because once I add that content and make it go live, membership is going up. Okay? There's no way I'm going to allow people to come in at the same rate before. Now, all my people that's already in, they're grandfathered. They're going to get that. They're already grandfathered in. So they don't have to worry about a price increase. Everybody that stays with me, they're going to keep their same prices. It's the new people that jump in because there's so much more information that I'm going to be dumping in. Oh, Jay Butterfly says, hit the like button. Yes, please hit that like button. 407-663. I see you up there. You had your hands up and it looked like you. Oh, I'm gonna get you. I see you on the board. Hanif Abdullah says, peace, family. Always coming with the heat. Most definitely. I don't know what form 15227 is. You have to clarify that there. Now, if y'all got questions on the 1099A process, I will answer. If I can. If it's some things I don't talk about on the air, the real heat, the fire, the details, I talk about in membership only. So know that. Maximore says, I know all business lenders, apartments agents won't give their federal tax when they hit with the WNI, so I use EIN fines to get there. Yeah, some of them don't. Most times they do give it to you. See, the way I operate as a business in all aspects. And so when I ask for the EIN, I'd rather send a cover letter with a letterhead like a business and ask for it. And I get no problems getting it. 75816 says, peace and much love to all. All right, let's go to this 407 on the line now. 407-663. Hello? Peace, family. What's up?
Hey, peace. Are you hearing me good?
I can hear you good.
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm hearing you clear.
Okay.
All right. So I just want to say that everything that you just said, man, at the beginning, it's crazy. I love it.
Thank you.
Peace to everybody that's listening.
Oh, you mean crazy good? In a good way.
You know what? You're right. I got to stop doing that.
Okay. I just had to clarify.
Good is good.
Right.
So, absolutely. You're absolutely correct. Everything that you said was freaking amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I have a couple of questions, but it's not related to 1099 and things like that.
Okay, well, you're the only one up there on the line right now, so I'll take it. A lot of people don't want to talk to me about 1099 because it doesn't fit with the narrative of what they're teaching out there. So they want to go for the pie. A lot of people are attracted to, let me be honest, shit. Just like flies. So, so when you're talking truth, that people don't want to hear it. That, hey, you can't do it that way. And none of these people have showed you proof. So they really don't want to hear what I have to say. You know, I get hate emails. I get like some people pop up in the comments and say hateful things. But yet when I ask them this one question, since you believe that is true, where's your proof that it works? I always get silence. No response. I never get a response. Ever. Yeah. So
see that
the truth. What did it say? The truth chases away the lie. Okay, but go ahead. What's your question?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, real quick, my friend, a girlfriend of mine, who went to high school together, she constantly tells me to do the 1099. You're into this stuff. You should do it. I got this girl. She's a guru and she does this stuff. After started listening to you, I'm like, listen, did this girl ever prove to you that she's done this stuff? Has she ever proved to you that people are not getting locked up? Have she ever proved anything to you? Then she paused and she's like, no.
Well, how did
I strongly suggest you leave it alone.
Here's my question. How does she endorse that she's a guru?
I'm just telling you what Chick said. I
No,
don't
that's
know.
just that was a hypothetical
I'm the
question, not
guru.
for you to answer. It was just to make you think that
No.
it just shows how people
Yeah,
just run with stuff without verifying anything. And that's what the public educational school has done to
that
these
part.
people's mind. That okay, let's just believe it,
Yes,
whatever they say,
exactly.
and move. And
Yeah,
then when you come to
man.
telling them, hey, wait a minute, you need to slow down and look at this, and then you actually show them the rules, they still have a problem with it. Why? Because their mind is connected to getting something for nothing. So you can't tell people anything. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Finish what you had to say.
That part.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my question is 2 questions. So collateral attack. Do you know anything about collateral attack, and do you know how to get it
Collateral.
done? The procedures to get it done.
Collateral. Say it again. I didn't get that last word.
Collateral attack.
Collateral attack.
In
okay.
Court.
Okay. Explain that. That could be another process, and they're just using that term. What does that mean? Collateral attack.
Gotcha. So basically, let's say you have a suit in court, right? And or a case going on, whatever, and you decide to, well, they don't have subject matter jurisdiction, or they don't have personal jurisdiction, or whatever the case may be. You could now do another case, open another case against them and sue them.
Oh, you mean a counterclaim? That's what that is.
Counterclaim.
That's the real term. Okay, collateral attack. Yeah, I mean, I guess as you could say collateral. Okay. You can do a counterclaim against them if someone is coming in and slandering you and saying you're doing something that you're not. You can do a counterclaim against them for wasting your time. Yes. So, but what's your specific question about this type of process?
I'm sorry, repeat that.
What's your specific question? What do you want to know specifically about counterclaims or collateral attacks, as you put it?
Right. How do you go about doing it?
Oh, right? Simple. It's real simple. It's not that complicated. So they send you.
Gotcha.
Let's say they send you a complaint, right? Remember, I'm not a lawyer. I'm a minister. Mm-hmm. This is my ministry. I just want to put that out there. So they send you let's just say it's a debt collector suing you for a debt, right?
Right.
And you say you could either do a motion to dismiss right away because they don't have a proper claim to whatever they're saying, and then you write in there, which could save you a lot of money. You could put counterclaim or counter complaint, and then say how they have harmed you. They've called you too many times. They sent you letters without your express permission. And you outline all of the causes of actions. You outline that, and then you make your claim in the end. What you want, which is your wherefore statement. I demand that this be given to me pursuant to this statute. They owe me $1,000 for each time they called me. Blah, blah, blah. And you add it all up.
Sweet.
And you put it in. Sweet. Simple. Now, there's a software that you can get that helps you do all of this. I have it on my website.
Interesting. Okay.
It's a lawyer. A lawyer put this software together, and I'm going to give you the link in the chat.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm at work, and that's why when you
can go back and watch the number. You can go back and watch the replay in the chat. I'm putting the link right in the chat. And then I'm gonna update my description for this YouTube video and put it in there. It'll show you how to answer complaints and do counter complaints. Yeah. Well, we're on YouTube now.
Okay.
So you called in on Blog Talk. So, but this whole thing is gonna be replayed. Is being playing live on YouTube. So, and I put the link in the chat. So go to YouTube, Hindsight Radio. This particular video, you will see that link. Click it, and I'll put it in the description. That shows you. This is who taught me how to handle myself in court. Now I take what he teaches along with my other stuff that I add in to kind of make it reinforce it. All right.
Gotcha.
There it is. Counterclaim. Just like you write the counterclaim, just like they wrote a complaint to you. You could mimic what they wrote, but just put in your side of the story and counterclaim.
Exactly.
And all you got to do is say
Gotcha.
counterclaim right there at the heading, counterclaim. And then put your claims in. Very easy. You don't have to pay for a filing a complaint. You don't have to worry about serving them because you put the counterclaim in their complaint. Now they got to hear both sides. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So let me tell you. The next question. The next question is collateral. No, not collateral. It's like deposition. How do you go about doing a deposition?
A deposition is just trying to get, like, say you bring somebody in, you need to actually just make an appointment with the lawyer, schedule a time. You got to do a deposition. Contact the other side and say, hey, I want to depose you, or whoever it is. Or if it's their client, I need to depose them. Right. Let's set up a time, and then you make sure you have someone there to record it, third party to record everything. Yeah.
Okay. That's extremely easy. Okay.
All that stuff is not complicated. So they made it sound common. It's not really complicated. Now it's going to cost you some money to have a third party record that for you. Now you could bring your own recorder, but you don't. That's not, the evidence is going to be tainted because it's your recording. You need to bring a third party that can record it and certify that what was recorded at that time of the deposition was actually what it is. So that's why you want a third party to do it.
So here's the thing. It's very, very complicated. And I'm going to tell you what it is. It's child support.
Right.
And I just learned how easy it is to destroy these people. And this is something I knew from the first time it hit me. And this is over 15 years now. Mm-hmm. Now, funny enough, right? Entire family, I had this conversation with you before. My entire family, pay it. You can't win. And I'm just there like this little beacon of hope, just there. No, I could beat this. No, I could beat this. No, I could beat this. Now, just like you said earlier, if you say it enough, it becomes truth. Mm-hmm. And exactly what you said is what's being manifested right now. Mm-hmm. And I kid you not, there's a couple of words, simple words that people don't know, like a bill of particulars. What is that?
Yeah, I've heard of that. Right? That's
Listen very carefully, guys. You never heard of it?
I've heard of it. Yeah, that's old.
You said you never heard of it?
That's been around for years. You heard of it? Yeah, I actually have samples of that. Exactly. I never use it because I found other stuff to be more effective. But go ahead. Well, I can't say more effective. Okay. I've never used it. What I do works, so I don't bill of particulars, because a bill of particulars gets you into the weeds of arguing with them about their case. So that's when you start dealing with jurisdiction. You see. But go ahead. I'll let you finish.
Well, what it does, it forces them. Now, here's the thing. Here's the catch-22. So, for example, it's a child support case, right? So, and it doesn't matter what type of case it is. Let's just say, for example, they took money from my wife and my account. They took that money. Now, there's something called double jeopardy. Now, if you put in a bill of particulars afterwards, the judge could say, you know what, denied, right? But if you put it prior to them taking money or putting you into jail, they cannot do it. And another thing we don't do is ask questions. There's a couple of things you need to do before they hit you.
Right.
If they
sound like you want to teach a lesson on child support. Here's what I want you to do. You set up a show and you teach people how to do your thing. Yeah, because a lot of people are going to get confused about what you're saying, bill of particulars and all of this. I've seen that method before. I've never seen it successfully done before, but you say you have been successful. So here's my question. How successful was it and what was your results?
Well, here's the thing. I've never been to jail for child support.
Okay, you've never been there. There's a lot of people. I know people that's in large debts of child support, and it keeps racking up, and they're not in jail. So this bill, I'm going to ask again, this bill of particulars that you're talking about, this method that you're endorsing, what was your results?
Okay. I did not go to
You're
jail,
pausing.
right? Because
Okay, so basically what you're telling me is that the bill is still there. They're still racking up, but they're just not taking you to jail. Am I right? Am I saying
now? Here's the thing.
Yes or no? No.
Correct.
Answer my question.
That's correct.
Yes or no?
I'm saying you're correct.
Right. So
yes, you're correct.
So let me ask you another question. Then I'll let you speak. Do you feel like you won?
Okay. In a sense, yes.
Well, if you're free, I mean, but still, the bill is still adding up. When you go try to get a passport, if it's over a certain amount, you can't get it because of this.
It's over.
Huh?
Based on them.
But that's not a win to me. That's not That's not a win. A win is when you shutting them down. They're not trying to collect anything. It's not adding up, and you can still go get your passport. That's a win. You're totally free. So basically, what you got going on is this. This is what you just told me. You got going on. Okay, they're not coming to get you or lock you up, but they're still looking at that straw man for liability on that child support.
And you're absolutely correct.
Right.
100% correct. But as far as I'm concerned, piece by piece, little by little.
Yeah, I mean, yes, these things it takes time to get rid of, but that's why I say bill of particulars, they can't do this, they can't do that. That I can't say that's fact or not because I've never used it. I've seen this method, bill of particulars, and I'll do a show on it, and I'll go pull it out because I don't have it in front of me. So I'll go brush up my knowledge on it and do a whole show on it. And I'm gonna guarantee you, I'm gonna poke a lot of holes on it. So just be prepared for that.
Go ahead and handle the business.
Right. I mean, it'll be an educating experience for you. But one thing, what I'm showing people is they're not trying. They can still get their passport. They're not trying to come at them. They're not trying to rack up the bill. You see what I'm saying? There's a brother 2 years ago. He was already in default. I showed him what to do, and the state left the case and left it up to the mother to pursue it, and that was 2 years ago. Okay, and he's still good, right? Nothing's slowing him down. They can't. And I had him on the show, and he talked about it. So when we talk about doing process, let me, and I'm gonna keep it real with you. You talk about the bill particulars is on par with when people talk about these 1099s. Because I could do all of this paperwork. Maybe I get the money, maybe I don't, but you still got a liability on the straw man for child support. Period. No matter what and that's at any time. They could come collect on that or try to. Bill of particulars or not.
Yeah, well, let me finish what I was about to say though, and then you could clobber me if you feel necessary.
I'm not trying to clobber you. I'm just what I'm doing is I'm not trying to clobber you. I'm just educating you and just telling you the truth of what you told me. I'm going off what you said, not what I made up. But go ahead.
Right. Absolutely.
I appreciate you being honest with me, though. But go ahead.
I have no reason to lie to you, right? So with the bill of particulars, you're going to ask for evidence, and you're going to ask to know what type of case it is, right? And with that being said, they can't tell you that. They won't tell you that because that's putting holes in their whole fraud, right?
Right.
So that stops them right there. Now, there is case laws that shut them down for basically not providing you or denying you due process, right? Supreme Court case laws. So I've looked at all of that. I've gotten the case laws and all of that the Supreme Court ruled on, saying that a clear request for evidence is denial of due process. And that's against the law, violation of due process.
Now, At the outset
So
of what you said here, you may not be able to see my screen, but I got the scripture I read earlier up right now. Asking for all of these things and making them prove all these things is getting into the weeds of jurisdiction. Period. You in a way giving them jurisdiction, not not outright jurisdiction, but you're putting them in a position where okay, he's asking all these questions. So if we can answer these questions, then we got them, right? But you say they can't answer it. Okay, that's fine. They may not can't answer it, but still, I have to remind you of this. These things we also speak not in words which man's wisdom teaches, but with the Holy Spirit teaches, comparing spiritual things with spiritual things. Nothing you said had any spiritual recommendation in it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's all a technique that someone had taught probably 15, 20 years ago. Bill of Particulars is a very old technique. Okay. But the natural man does not receive the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness to him, nor can he know them because they are spiritually discerned. But he who is spiritual judges all things, yet he himself is rightly judged by no one. So if I'm sending people in there and they're just talking spiritual things, they say no, they can't argue with that. So there's no need for a bill of particulars because they're being particular about where they stand with this court. Hey, this is who I am. We don't have nothing to talk about. I don't need to see your bill of particulars. I don't need you to prove what type of case it is. All I know is this whole situation is going against my religious freedoms, and I'm not tolerating it. Period. Why I know it works? Go look at the Jewish community. Go out and look at the Amish community, Mennonites. Look at those people. Study them. This is where I get these techniques from. I study people like them that are living this way, that use their spiritual beliefs to be prosperous into this world. I don't hate on those people. No, look at them. They think they're better. No, they tell you the truth, they are better. Because why? Because they operating out of their faith, not out of man's faith in words and stuff like that. So I have nothing but respect for them. We
absolutely
information to us has been bastardized and handed to us, taught us in a way to be a servant or a slave to the system instead of a heir to the throne of God. Because that's what we are. But they don't want you to know that. You see? But, you know, if you find some success with that, I'll be happy to bring you on and you show me proof that they shut down that whole thing with that. But what you're doing is what it sounds like you're doing, you're borrowing time. You're borrowing time. And yeah, it can put things off. And one of the reasons I tell you why they put it off, because they got so many child support cases to deal with. You know, and they see this stuff and they sit it to the side and okay, here we go, another sovereign citizen. You know, but I recommend you shutting it down all the way. That's what I recommend.
And that's what I'm working on.
All right, bro.
That's exactly what I'm working on.
All right.
Absolutely. And
all right, bro.
So now with that, real quick.
Go ahead.
Huh?
You said real quick. Go ahead.
With that being said, yeah. With that being said, you're saying at this point in the case, I could shut it down at this point right now.
By going back and saying all of this is against your religious freedoms, yes. Because basically, they try to put you in slavery. That's slavery. Then also the Bible has specific scriptures that talk about what the man's responsibility is towards his children. And it ain't paying them any money every month. And you use that scripture to your advantage.
As a matter of fact, 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9, it talks about being a possession of God. So I don't know if you know about that.
First Peter, what was it? First Peter what?
1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9.
The 9. But you are chosen being a royal priesthood, a holy
Yeah,
nation,
verse 9.
God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his wonderful light. Now, that's a good scripture. Good one.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're going to use that as for child support, but
No. I wasn't planning on using that in child support.
okay.
But I was just saying, that we are,
All right.
All right. You just read. All right, man. I appreciate your time.
All right,
thank
man.
you,
Peace.
and thank you guys for listening.
All right, thank you.
Have a wonderful day. Have
All
a
right,
wonderful.
All right. What it says here? Got some questions. Peace, brother. There's a specific way to fill out the 2553 like to S Corp. That's a question for the. I know you're in the membership. Ask that question in the. Actually, that's an Al question. Get with him. He'll tell you about that election. Anything far as taxes is concerned, I default that to the man who's an expert of it. To my guy, I don't answer those types of questions. At businesses, okay. Yeah, talk to Al about that. I wonder how they can issue garnishment when you don't have any arrears, and secondly, you never broke a law and gave them jurisdiction to issue garnishment off there. They can't, but they do. If they're supposed to go to court and find you guilty of something and get a judgment to garnish your check. But they got these statutes that override that. You got to go pull out the Constitution and say they have not given you due process. You have to have the right to be heard in court. So that's how you go after that. Constitution. All right. You have a right to be heard. They can't go to some administrative hearing without you being there and being able to challenge them. And that's what they do when they start garnishing when it comes to child support. You didn't get a chance to be heard. All right. All right, people. Nobody else got any questions. I guess, me talking about 1099s, you already know my stance on that. So nobody wants to get on that, get in the hot seat. Brother, I commend him getting in the hot seat with me. Reason why I didn't go at him hard is because he was honest. He wasn't trying to, he was truthful. So I took it easy. If y'all listened to my shows years ago, I wasn't as calm. I would go in, but I gotta leave. I gotta be what I put out. I want it back, so I try to give good energy. Now, if it was just some foolishness, I'd have went in. Okay, but I know some of y'all looking for me to go in. Go back to my old ways. I restrain myself. Okay, not to say that it can't happen. Sometimes we backslide. All right, with that being said, everyone, y'all have a good night. Peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to you, your family, and everything that you come in contact with. Peace.
I just gotta get through, cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a nuisance, tie up some loose ends. I try to be human, find a solution, my evolution. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this. It's easier to hide than just to lay low. Not everyone in life has got a halo. I'm standing in